Hi, welcome to another episode. Well, not another episode in like the MX5 build, but just like a new video by me. Or like Clueless Garage. um, I'm currently, or I already have started building a drift trike, which I want to show on the channel, which I think could be awesome amounts of fun. But for that, we need to learn a lot. So I had to learn, or I have to learn welding, and I actually start my video series at this point because I do not want to show anybody how I weld because my welding is atrocious, and yeah, it's really not worth showing. So I'm welding with a stick welder, which is always a pain, and I'm not very good at it, but it holds up. So I can sit on the trike. I've stood on it. I've jumped on it, on my frame, and it doesn't bend. I'm going to show it all in another video and explain a bit about my frame because I built a bigger frame than like the usual motorized drift trikes you see, because a lot of people go in and just build small frames because they're as light as possible so you can go as fast as possible, which is cool, but I'm a big hefty guy, so I took precautions and got a bigger engine. So I got a 200cc Honda clone engine. It's a Lifen clone, and at 3,800 RPMs it has 6.5 to 7 horsepower, which is already pretty quick. But because I have to change the shaft, the output shaft, and change the engine cover because my engine comes from an old road stripping machine, so it was used to put paint on roads so you can see where you are supposed to go, and it has a different like crank and a different engine cover, so it would fit in there. That I'm going to replace. So those parts are already ordered, and I'm just waiting for those parts to arrive. When I'm opening up the engine to change out that shaft, I might as well just remove the governor, so it will have lots of more RPM. So with more RPM, there comes two things. One is more horsepower, which is great, but I do not want to kill myself, so I am building a bigger frame, and I'm heavy, so I should not die. Or crash horribly, which both will be very interesting to see. And second, lifetime of the engine will go down a bit. These engines aren't made to... Well, they are sort of made to also fit on go-karts and shit like that. Like, people do that, and people do that on a regular, but, like, you are introducing a lot more wear, so you have to change out parts, bearings, seals, oil, and stuff like that a lot more regularly. Which is okay with me. I want a project which I can wrench on, like, a couple of times. I just like that. It's going to be fun. Also, I'm going to be showing a few short clips on me welding the frame, me showing the frame. Also already got the axle bearings and like bearing keepers or holders, and already drilled my frames to accommodate for those holders, which is really cool. They fit nicely. I also got some wheels. They are pretty big. They're go-kart wheels, and I'm fine with that. They look hella cool, and also got tires for them, but I have a little problem mounting those tires because they're hard tires. And for the people out there with go-karts and drift trikes, they'll probably know fitting a go-kart tire is not an easy job when you're doing it by hand. So I have to ask around, or maybe build a tool. Well, we'll see about that. Also, I still have to find some PVC sleeves for it, which is going to be fun. Yeah, and I also got like a BMX front part which I need to weld up, but it needs a new like mounting kit for the fork. And I'm thinking about getting a fat bike fork and a fat bike wheel if I can find a good deal, because those are hella expensive. Also, I still need to find a seat and like lots of miscellaneous stuff, which is going to be a really interesting journey, and it's going to be fun. And I hope I will have it done by, well, spring, when it gets a bit warmer outside, because I really don't fancy driving something like that in the winter because it's so cold outside right now. I went around a lap on the pit bike, and oh my god, I almost froze to death on it. I really didn't enjoy that. Also, on another side note, I got another car, which is a really cool car. I got an DSM, a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I think it's a GS or a GLX or something like that. I really don't know because I don't care. It's not turbo and it's not all-wheel drive because I can't afford one. It's a 1G and it's from 1992, and that was my cat. Um, I had a lot of fun already watching Jeffro Mobile videos on YouTube about rebuilding a block head, like a cylinder head, because I will probably have to do that. Like the previous owner told me there's a like a bent valve or something like that. I don't know, but he just tells me on cylinder number 2 there is no compression or like very little. So either the valve is chipped, broken completely, or shattered some way or form, it is bent, but air is going out of it, so it sounds like a tractor. Also, brakes need resurfacing and a whole lot of other stuff. There's some rust. There is one big rust spot which needs to be attended to. So that's also going to be on this channel. So I hope you had a lot of fun watching our MX-5 build up until now. It's going really slow, I know, but we have day jobs and we do not have incredible amounts of funds, so we still need to somehow pay for our living styles and shit like that. So it's going a bit slower than we wanted to. Also, it's really cold and wet outside, and I do not have a proper garage. So we also always have to work outside, which is hopefully going to change somewhere in 2017, because I really want to build like a carport and a tiny shed built into it, so maybe I can close off one wall or something like that, so you'll be a bit protected from the outside forces. Also, yeah, here's some like footage from the drift trike, and yeah, I hope you had fun. And please leave us comments, rate, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Find us on Car Throttle, find us on Instagram, Twitter. Also, I did check out Drive Try, which looks fun. Yeah, maybe I'll open up an account for Clueless Garage there. So we'll see about that. I hope you had fun. I also hope you have a really good New Year's Eve this year, and don't get down too much about like all the great people we've lost in these last couple of weeks. Like after Christmas, George Michael and Carrie Fisher dying is annoying and it's sad, and I hope their families are well and can cope somehow about their losses. So because it's really tragic, and yeah, so. Never mind, he is over now. Please spare us those last couple of days, 2016. And yeah, on to better things and newer things. So, have a good New Year's Eve, have a blast partying, and I'll see you in the next videos. Goodbye.